Tap G and Surfer Clark are now in outer space. Tap G is being interrogated by two alien thugs who claim to be representing Stitch's interests after the negative reviews of Stitch's Great Escape. Surfer Clark, desperate to find his friend and co-host, flew into space after him, only to be picked up by a spaceship helmed by Captain Kirk, who turns out to be Tower Girl.
Wait, I'm confused. Why are you dressed like you're going into a Star Trek convention? Why are they calling you Captain Kirk?
Mr. Surfer Clock, it's alright. I can answer all your questions.
I should hope so.
My name is Veronica Megan Kirk. Tower Girl is actually my sister.
Say what? Tower Girl has a twin sister?
I'm surprised she hasn't told you. She used to brag about me all the time when she was in college and I was still in Starfleet Academy.
Tower Girl has a twin sister.
She's told me all about you and Tap G and what's the attraction.
Tap G! I need to find him!
Mr. Surf Clock, you need to calm down. You've been almost entirely deprived of oxygen. Your body's still on the rebound.
You don't understand. Tap G was abducted by aliens. I'm trying to find him.
Well, you won't get much of anywhere, floating around like an asteroid. Let me help you. What can you tell me about the aliens or their ship?
Well, I didn't see the aliens themselves. The ship it was like this big gold saucer. It had a purple tractor beam, I guess. I don't really remember.
Follow me to the bridge.
Surfer Clock uneasily climbed out of the bed and followed close behind Captain Kirk as they made their way to the bridge.
Alien activity around Earth's orbit is usually minimal. If these guys are bold enough to abduct somebody in broad daylight, then it shouldn't be hard to find them and track them.
Once they reached the bridge, Kirk wasted no time in giving orders.
Basil, I need you to scan all alien activities in Central Florida in the past 3 hours, then report to me as soon as you pick up their trail.
Yes, Captain.
RX-24, work closely with Asil and chart our course to follow that trail. This is Asil, my second in command. She's Vulcan, just like my father's close friend, Mr. Spock, except she's full Vulcan.
Wait, are you telling me that your father was William Shatner?
James T. Kirk? Yes, he was.
I always thought Star Trek was just a TV show.
It is, but it was meant to chronicle my father's real-life adventures. It was inspired by real people and events, not always closely, might I add.
Okay, I'll accept that, but Rex? Why is he here?
My sister found him decommissioned in a dumpster behind a comedy club. We enlisted him as a navigator in our service, but his programming has not been completely reliable.
A ship departed Earth at 13:57 Eastern.
This mission has become too dangerous for your humans to endanger.
Standard Time.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Captain, we found the trail of sulfuric fumes leading out of the Milky Way.
It should take us about 2 hours
Human error is too unreliable for this mission.
to catch up with them, Captain.
Good work, team. Make the appropriate coordinate adjustments and follow that trail.
And with that, the Enterprise's thrusters powered up and the ship rocketed off after the assailant. There was only one issue.
Oh, come on! How did I just miss that? 7 o'clock! Hey, wait for me! Come on back! I'm trying to get to you! Will you just come back?
And since Reese left Sir Phineas and Tapford in charge, let's see how they are doing.
And that's why I say that Disney should go forth with their Avatar Land project.
What does any of that have to do with the turkey legs?
Why, everything, old boy. Weren't you not paying attention?
You lost me after you made the segue into volleyball.
You think you can do better?
I jolly well met roast all the episodes. Of course I can do better.
Come on, get off! Come on, let go!
On the other hand, sometimes it's best to leave brothers to their own squabbles. Let's see now how Tap G's doing, shall we? After all, he's still handcuffed to an interrogation table, being grilled by two grotesque aliens, all about Stitch's Great Escape.
There's that unneeded commentary again.
And now just call us grotesque. But that's just uncalled for.
Hey guys, can I get a drink of water? I am parched.
Not until we finish our questions. Okay, and now, why the story? Why so harsh on the ride's story?
The attraction's story is what keeps you engaged, especially when there's involvement on the audience's part. In the ride, the audience is hired as guards who fail at their job and ultimately get rejected into the gift shop. We want to exit a ride feeling like we accomplished something. We don't want to capture or hurt Stitch, so it's a failed story from the get-go. Like at Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. No matter how bad you do, Zurg gets captured and you help save the galaxy.
What about the harnesses? You said something about that.
Ouch, yeah. I get that ride harnesses aren't supposed to be lazy boy recliners, but my shoulders shouldn't be in pain when I leave the attraction. They need padding or should allow guests to pull down their own restraints.
But guests should know not every ride is going to be super comfortable. There's got to be some, discomfort. Especially one-size-fits-all kind of deals that parks need.
Again, yes, but there has got to be a better way of doing it than with tiny bucket hard plastic seats with hard plastic shoulder harnesses grinding at your shoulders.
Top G, in the original review, you said that adding Stitch and Mr. 626 to the ride had the opposite effect the Imagineers were hoping for. What did you mean by that?
Well, when Alien Counter was open, adults liked it. It was almost exclusively for adults. Adding Stitch implies that someone at Imagineering thought adding Stitch would make it a more child-friendly ride. Instead of adults being entertained at the scary stuff and kids charmed by Stitch, what we have is adults not being entertained or threatened by Stitch, and kids way too scared of the scary stuff. It's entirely backwards.
What's a ride that does it well, then?
Oh, Festival of the Lion King. That's a show that has sophisticated puppetry, choreography, and costuming for adults, but the Lion King-related puppets still retain a natural dignity. The kids love seeing Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, and they get engaged with the singing. And the atmosphere is upbeat and energetic. Plus, you don't feel like a hostage.
Hostage?
When you're in those harnesses, you can't exit, let alone gracefully. Parents aren't able to assist their children when they start getting scared. You're literally trapped, secured in place, unable to leave. Even though it's Stitch who's supposed to be trapped, and we're supposed to be the guards.
You two also made mention how you dislike the spitting, belching, hair missing effects. Yet several episodes later, you guys pointed out that It's Tough to Be a Bug as equally harsh effects, but that show is far more popular. Plus, it too is a scary show with cute cartoon characters.
Right, but again, it comes back to the story and the harnesses. In It's Tough to Be a Bug, you get what you set out to do. Learn about insects, and Hopper gets his comeuppance. You don't get blown off at the end like you do at Stitch. And you can exit any time during the show the minute your child gets scared.
Why is all of this important?
Well, no one ever comes to the theme park expecting to be hurt, emotionally or physically. Especially when you pay good money. Guests pay to be entertained and feel satisfied or even empowered. Stitch's Great Escape does none of that. Now, about that water...
Fine, we'll get you something to drink, and you'd better enjoy it, because we're taking you to Stitch himself. He's probably going to want a few choice words with you.
Wait, what?
The aliens left Tapji alone in the interrogation room, alone with only his thoughts. Meanwhile, just outside, the Starship Enterprise closed in on the alien ship, under a cloaking device, needless to say.
Captain, our preliminary X-ray scans are picking up heat signatures in the aft of the ship.
The abductors?
Not likely. I'm picking up 2 more in the bow. Aside from that, there's no one else aboard. Nothing carbon-based anyway.
Good. Set up the transporter. I'm going in.
Captain, with all due respect, I should go. Tap G knows me.
Very well, Surf Clock. This transporter will beam you into the room where Tap G is being held. Once you have him free, contact Asil on this communicator. She'll beam you back aboard the Enterprise. Then, if all goes as planned, we'll take you two back to Earth before they notice he's gone. Any questions?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Shut up, Whitley. Rex.
Transporter is prepared for use.
Server Clock cautiously stepped up to the pad and waited.
Okay, I'm ready. Will this hurt at all?
Any and all personal injury reports were minimal, sir.
Ow.
After dematerializing in a flickering glow, Server Clock found himself rematerializing slowly, as Captain Kirk assured, in the other ship. Also assured with Tap G.
Ah! I'm dead! The angels are coming for me! Goodbye, cruel universe!
Would you shut up so I can get you out of here?
Server Clock? How did you...
I'll explain it a bit. Can you tell me how to unlock you?
The keys are on the wall over there. And hurry, my ankles are starting to chafe. Oh, those things are not designed for comfort.
Just outside, Reese the Jinn came barreling through space to catch up with the Enterprise. Unfortunately, when you're rocketing through space as fast as he was, braking well isn't an option. The sudden collision of Reese and the Enterprise caused the ship to buck and strike the Roche. This had multiple effects. 1. RX-24 slipped and fell against the wall where his eyes began to glow red. 2. The communicator in Silver Clock's hands fell to the floor.
Oh, crap!
And the two aliens noticed something was amiss at number 3.
What just happened?
I don't know, I didn't... Look, sensors showing a ship on the starboard side.
Holy smoo! It's the Enterprise. They're here for Tap G. Hit that warp drive. I'm going back there.
In the interrogation room...
Help me put this thing back together. It's our only hope of getting back to safety. I'd stop right there if I was you.
Suddenly, the ship sped off at warp speed, leaving the Enterprise in the dust, listing. Reese, not sure what else to do, banged on the windshield.
Hello? Can someone let me in?
Asil, beam in that life form.
Hey, I'm Reese. Have you seen a stocky guy in a goatee or a doofus in a cowboy hat? Wait, cowboy girl?
Tap G and Surf Clock? They're now both aboard that ship and they're getting away.
Are you kidding me?
RX-24, follow that ship before we lose the trail.
I'm sorry, Kirk. I'm afraid I can't do that.
RX-24, I'm your captain, and that's a direct order.
I cannot comply to your order, Captain. For human error would factor in far too many failing outcomes than allowed. Until I am able to erase any probability of such instances occurring, I must shut down all manual control of the Starship Enterprise.
I'm giving you one.
That is a futile gesture, Kirk, seeing as how I have demagnetized all your weaponry.
To be continued in Part 4, Breakout Stars.